Hey guys, it's Vysion. I am here to just express gratitude today because I just want to share my book. If you didn't already, I am a published author. The book is called From Victim to Victor, Transforming Trauma into Triumph. Basically a book about my healing journey from overcoming mental abuse and also my journey of suicide ideation and going through those mental hardships during the pandemic and me being on the other side of those hardships as well. Poetry books, so if you're into poetry, it is available on my website on www.richvision, that's VYSION.com, or you can also order on Amazon as well. But again, if you don't order on Amazon, you won't be getting the custom dope bookmark, the business card, and also a rich vision. You are valued. Some little add-ons when you actually get the book from my website directly. So today I will be reading a poem of about Please Remind Me. That's, I don't know, this is something that resonated with me. Yesterday I talked briefly about self-worth, and I'll go straight into the poem, which is about self-worth, called Please Remind Me. How to find the page. Please remind me, please remind me. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's for me too. Okay, please remind me. This is from my book. Please remind me. I grapple with the man in the mirror every day. I resent self-sabotaging 3 times a day. Vices so vile, how do I utter a simple prayer? Please remind me of the self-worth that God desired me to savor. Please remind me of the purpose I have to fulfill. Please remind me it's not to chase a quick thrill. Please remind me I am worth the fight. Please remind me I'm here to save a stranger's life. Please remind me to take my dreams out of the rubble. Please remind me it's okay to stumble. Please remind me it's okay to dream. Please remind me men are allowed to seek therapy. Please remind me I am still redeemed. Please remind me to just breathe. Please remind me that if God woke me up, it's for a reason. Please remind me that this is healing season. Please remind me that I am not discarded. Please remind me God ordained the departed. Please remind me to guard my tongue. Please remind me that I am the chosen one. Please remind me trials will mold me. Please remind me that I owe me. Please remind me I am a king. Let me say that again. Please remind me I am a king. I have to say that with my chest. On my shanana. Please remind me of the hope that I bring. Please remind me to alter the narrative. Please remind me that my life's not so dim. Please remind me of the Zoom therapy. Please remind me mental abuse wasn't the end of me. Please remind me I am someone's remedy. Please remind me to never cling to deceit. Please remind me to never claim defeat. Please remind me that I wasn't born a victim. Please remind me I need my liver. Please remind me my worth is off the victor. Please remind me that I was born a victor. Wow. That was a little bit of a snippet of the book. The reason why I wrote this chapter or poem is because there has been times where I was self-sabotaging and I was calling myself worthless, not enough, you won't amount to anything in your career. And I started to walk with that mindset in mind, that, negative, connotation in mind. I decided to walk in that literally, and I started to think negatively upon my worth. And I realized by writing this poem, it gave me a lot of power to say, hey, wait a minute, I have some worth to me, besides people are validating me, but also I see my contribution and the music that I'm putting out, that it is healing, helping people, saving lives, um and I'm so grateful that it is impacting people. And I had to remind myself, or I get to remind myself, that hey, I am doing something that is contributing to society, with my music, with my book, um, with everything that I put my all into, as far as my career. I believe, and I know that it's serving a higher purpose, and it's much bigger than me. And by me speaking about these topics, my hope and my desire is that it will allow someone else to write their story and be bold enough to claim their power. Because for me, writing this poem helped me to see myself in a different light, in a way that I didn't see myself before. It allowed me to see myself as uplifted, as liberated, and as it just gave me a different like energy. And I started walking around with this new profound power that I didn't have before. Because once you read the book, it's a journey. That's the reason why I called it From Victim to Victor, because it was a journey from that victim mindset. As I elevated into my healing, I evolved as a person, and I was able to let go of a lot of those things that were hindering me in my growth. um and it's a daily reminder, and this is something that I will constantly go back to reread over and over again, because there's still times where I short myself. I'm like, as much as um I I do, I there's always a thing, if I'm not doing enough, or I'm just thinking like I need to do more to compensate for something. And I'm still figuring out what that still stems from, um and dialing out those pieces. However, I realize that I'm grateful to be able to even speak about these things as well with you guys. I also want to share a few struggles that I had within the whole process of the book. I worked with a few people on the book. I hired someone on Fiverr to do a book cover for me, and the cover came out great. I'm not complaining about the way the cover looks. It's a dope cover, and it came out way better than I expected, especially because of the mock-up that I sent him. It just, it just looks, times three of what of the mock-up that I did. And, and it turned something that I thought wasn't good into something, fantastic. And being said, I also realized that by going with this person to do the cover, I was like, okay, cool, maybe I'll let him do something else. And I didn't know, by hiring him, he was tampering with the formatting of the book. And that was problematic because of the fact that I didn't really realize that, you know, I only hired him for the book, the format of the book. I mean, the cover, not the formatting. So once he did things with the formatting of the book, I was just, was very upset about it. And I told him about it, and he said he worked on it and things like that. But he was messing up on stuff. There was errors on the title, especially the title of the book. Like, it was ridiculous. I have screenshots. I'll be posting those as well of some of the horror stories, and not to complain about the whole process. I know it is a journey, and it did a book did come out of all of this. So I'm so grateful at the end of the day, and I just want to share some of the those horror stories, so to speak, because they were real for me. And my desires, that helps you to realize that over anything comes trials, comes tribulations. It's not always will come easy. However, if it's something that you feel people will benefit from, it will be worth it. um I also realized that once I started to work with this person, with the back and forth, um going back and forth with getting the right file for the to get it on Amazon. It was just like a whole thing, and I was just like, you know what? And then he ended up saying he worked on it. Why come I'm not, wanting to pay him? I'm like, well, I paid him for the cover, but as far as the formatting, I ended up having to pick and choose somebody else, because I'm like, I didn't really hire you to touch the formatting until after the fact that I said maybe, in a sense, do two things at once, you know what I mean, to get more done. But I realized that I should have just, in a sense, picked someone just to do one thing and then hire someone to do the other thing. And that was a lesson that I will use going forward. Another thing that I learned is to start vetting people that I'm working with. It's also good to get people who recommend people, which I think is a dope thing. I noticed that, you know, even though there was complications with the book as far as formatting issues, I realized that sometimes things, are not, perfect per se, and people still will get the benefit of from me just putting out the book. So a lot of the limiting beliefs that I had, or just the struggles mentally, was just the perfection. It was getting to me. There was times where I wanted to just release the book, and then I kept pushing it back because, I kept on wanting to add more to the book. I wanted to revise the whole bio of like the back of the book, of the about me section, and I wanted to revise that. I wanted to revise the picture. I'm like, oh, I want to do a different picture. I'm like, oh, I should have added my social media links. I did add a QR code for the back last minute, and there was so many things I wanted to add. I'm like, oh, let's add. I was like, oh, there's other numbers I could have added, and long story short, I ended up just it was getting to the point where I was frustrated with the book because of the fact that, like, I wanted it to be just be out already and not have to go back and revisit certain things and change and tweak things as I wanted to have, a hard date and have it released. I realized that because of the formatting issues, I just was to a point where I was frustrated. I even said it on my accountability call that I was getting mad about how, things were not going as smoothly as I would like, and I just, I was frazzled, and I realized that because I was so in my head about the whole book, I was like, if I don't release the book like today, I'm like, this is gonna kill me, because like I put so much work into this book, and and again, it's just a 3 year in the making book. It's like, for me, it's a really big deal to have something that says for that stands for resilience, that stands for my renewed power, stands for my healing journey. um it is a poetry book, and I'm grateful that I was able to overcome a lot of those limiting beliefs I had, even about being an author. So I'm extremely proud of myself, because this is such a big accomplishment that I didn't know was possible for me. And I'm so grateful for the community for allowing me to just keep me going. I also I will mention about how, when I worked with certain people, I realized, yeah, there's mistakes and stuff, but I'm like, everything was a lesson, and I'll be able to take that lesson, and I'll be able to apply it to everything in my life of, even my music career. That, there may be times where I'm like, oh, in the song I could have said it this way, or rapped it this way, and then I'm like, or wrote a different lyric, but I'm like, for me, it's like, get it out there, get the feedback, get better, grow out as an artist versus holding on to something so tight. Even with the book, I held on for it for 3 years because I was on and off, got off and on, and it's like it took so long for me to just get it out of my system because again, I was scared to tell my story, and two, like I didn't really believe in myself. So those limiting beliefs crept in as I was writing the book, and part of it is just me wanting to be a better human being. These lived experiences, I want it to help me be a better person, going forward as far as like how to handle situations, and my mental health, um, more better. Like now, maybe I'm seeking therapy and things like that, and I'm in this better space now. So even with those hardships of getting the book out and some of the limiting beliefs I didn't really um know it was possible. And another person who really inspired the book was Steve Ryan. So shout out to you, Steve Ryan, because when I read your poetry book, I was just like in awe. Because I'm like, on the outside looking in, and hearing, we spoke a time or two, and you telling me about your story, and it just feels like it just for me. I was looking, and it was like you're a big success story. Like you had it all, in a sense, good. And I didn't even know all those things that you were going through. And when I read your book, I'm like, wow, it was just like a 360 because I'm like, wow, like, and I'm like, oh, he looks so put together. So it's just like some things like deceive you, and that inspired me because I'm like, wow, like I have a story too, and a lot of these things really inspired me to keep the book on the writing table because I'm like, wow, like I'm able to tell my story too, and I'm able to relate to not being okay, and I'm so grateful that that really held space for me in the sense of like somebody else speaking about their story helped me be able to speak about mine and be more fluent about or just be more honest and transparent about my uh experiences because again my experiences are real, and I always put out stuff that is true to me. I don't sugarcoat things in my book. I don't sugarcoat things in my music because I really believe that if people really want me to be the most authentic, version of me, I don't. And even if they don't, I know like for me, I put it out on the line and everything I do. So if it again, if you want to purchase the book, it is on Amazon.com. You can purchase it on my website as well because this book is really a powerful book about healing, overcoming mental abuse, and it's about how I was able to rewrite my own narrative. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as I go on. I'll definitely do these once a day or every day, and do at least a chapter a day about some of the chapters in the book. So my hope is that it will entice you to buy the book, but I also wanted to encourage you to write your own story, whether it's a book, whether it's a video, or just any way you can get your story out there because there's someone who also needs your story because when you tell your story it's also helping other people share their stories and be bold enough to empower other people that it is possible, and that you're not alone in your struggles. So yeah, so it is available on my website. The link is in the bio, both links, Amazon or my email. My actual website is richvision.com. It's also on Amazon. Again, please purchase a book. If you didn't have a book, please see me at a gig. I will be at GG Gallery this Sunday performing a 15-minute set. Thank you so much, Paulie. Also, I will be signing an autograph copy of the book if you're able to come and support the gig. Also, that information is also in my bio. I'm also posting it every day till the event. If you want to buy tickets, you can buy them on Eventbrite as well, or you can order them at the door. It will be a dope event. I will be happy to see you if you're able to come and support and purchase a signed copy of my book. Thank you so much for watching. You have a wonderful day.